Hey guys, we are finally back for Insecure Season 4. This is episode 1. If you guys do not have HBO, I noticed on YouTube that they have the first episode that you can watch right now on YouTube. So if y'all don't have HBO, no worries. Y'all can still catch up. At least the first episode is offered to us on YouTube for absolutely free. That's my free advertisement. I'm not getting paid, but I just want y'all to watch the show too because it's good. So anyway, okay, so y'all know Insecure did not come back right away. It was gone and we was hurt and waiting for it to come back. But now we back, we here. So it starts off with, you know how in Insecure there's always a show going on in the background. And I love this. Last year, I think it was, not last year, but the last season, I think it was like some type of sitcom, like 90s sitcom, cross between almost Martin and, just something like that. And then the one before that, it was like, or was that the last one before that? I don't know, but it's funny. I like that they have that little show within a show in the background. I like it. So for this one, it's we see Terry Vaughn. She's the reporter talking about I forgot her name, was some Cranberry or something, y'all. And it's about a girl called Looking for Latoya. And apparently she went into, I think, Red Lobster or whatnot. And then she was never seen again or something or whatnot. And then it goes off from the TV and it goes to Issa. And Issa is like, yeah, but I don't really fuck with Molly like that no more. And I'm like, you don't fuck with Molly? Since when? So I'm like, somebody tell me something. So then it goes to 4 months before prior or whatnot. And then it goes into, then we watch it from there. So from there, we see Issa's at her apartment. Her apartment's looking good. She's the property manager of, this place. She got her own finally and everything by herself. And Molly's coming over. It's Sunday. Self-care Sundays they doing, y'all. And, all of a sudden they like smoking it up, doing yoga, doing girlfriend stuff. And that's cute. From there, we see... they're talking about Issa's doing that block party, to save Inglewood or whatever and all that. So she's trying to get up and get sponsors and all that. So that's pretty much what this whole episode is about mostly. And then from there we see, and I always love the music in the show. I don't know all the music in the show, and a lot of other people who review this are so much more better at knowing the music, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I feel from stuff, and hopefully y'all still vibe with me for that. Okay, but I do love the music from this show. I think Solange was the music director. I don't know if she's still working with the show or not, but she was the original person who was doing music and stuff for the show originally. I don't know if she's still doing it because I didn't look at the credits. So, okay. Then it cuts off and we see Molly and Asian Bae. They off bowling and stuff at the bowling alley. And Molly, she's doing her thing. She hit a strike and everything. And then, they just do a little cute stuff. Then, he's like, oh, if I make this, I get a kiss. And then he don't make it. And then they's kissing anyway. So bowling and Bae. It was cute. I was like, okay, Molly, you sticking with him. Ever since, they met Coach Hella, and I would think he was one of Nathan. Yeah, he's Nathan's roommate. I think. I don't know if they still roommates or friends or something. Dude that Issa was messing with, but then disappeared because I don't know. It's like a mental. He had some stuff because he was running from some things. Y'all. It kind of ended weird with the Nathan thing. I'm pretty sure they did mention him in the episode, so I think he's probably going to make another resurface or whatever. But we'll see. From there, we see. Y'all, it cut off to Issa, and she, it's a lot of fucking in this episode. I'm like, damn, everybody getting it in, but I mean, that's the age, that's my age or whatever. People, you be getting it in, yeah. So, she fucking some big nigga. I'm like, okay, get it. And she's like, they switching positions and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is hilarious. And then, y'all, their pans off of them, like, we getting every angle of they sweaty, hot. That room probably smelled like a whole lot of things, but it was hilarious and I was here for it. And then I'm like, hey, big people need us too. The some Chucky dudes people be sleep. Some chunky dudes got more energy than some of these little skinny dudes. Don't get it twisted. Do not let the weight fool you sometimes. Don't let it fool you, because they can drop it and pop it just like anybody else, okay? I think niggas be getting it, okay? But anyway, so he was all pumping and humping, and then it panned off to the mirror. You could see his booty. I'm like, y'all, was it needed? No. Did I appreciate it? Yes, because it was hilarious. Anyway, from there, turns out he's like a TSA, worker or whatnot for the airports and stuff. And he hooked her up with from confiscated things. It was a bottle of Hennessy and some and a whole big old vial thing of weed. I was like, I need a friend like you, boo. I need a friend like you. Cause I guess they was talking about her little she just talking about trying to get these sponsors, and then they cool or whatnot. Little fuck buddy, ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta keep you one of them on deck. I mean, not me, because I'm married now, but I mean back when I could, when you could, I know what I'm saying. But anyway, from there, let me look at my notes, y'all. Whew, it's a little hot up in here. I got my light in. I'm in a different room because my husband in the other back room doing some stuff, so I got to be in here, and it's hot. I should have opened the window or turned the fan on. Sorry. Let me see. So then we see Issa and Molly. She going to return. She going to get some clothes. Well, I think, did she meet with the Condola girl first? I think she might have met with the Condola girl first. I think so. And this is a chick that she met at at Tiffany's baby shower, but she kind of said that she met her a little bit before that or something like that. And she's actually helping her get all the sponsors and, put the whole thing together. So they've become quite close, her and this Condola, I think. And they going over a checklist and everything. And she's like, oh, girl, your clothes are so nice. And this is this. She's like, girl, no. She's like, oh, that sweater is so cute. She's like, girl, my grandmama gave me, this is my grandmama sweater. And I'm like, girl, that is not your grandmama's sweater. And then she's like, yeah, she's like, oh, it just looks so nice. Like, I take care of my clothes. And then she's spilling shit on her. I'm just for the shits and giggles. It's just so hilarious. So from there, then I think we see Issa taking back clothes and shit. And then she was like, girl, I got to keep up with this for appearances, fake it till you make it type, that's just how it is, y'all. But that's how they be doing, or, So, that's how Issa be doing. Molly got money. She got plenty. So, she returned some clothes, and then she's talking about she probably gonna bring her Andrew, Asian babe. And she was like, oh, Andrew wanted me to ask, is it okay should he invite Nathan? And she was like, nah, don't invite him. So he's back in town or whatnot, and I guess he's cool enough to come out to an event. And before that, when she was out hanging out with Condola, she was like talking about this mystery boo, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about inviting him to the sponsor party or whatever. So she's like, oh, okay, get it, girl. So that was cute. And then we see Condola and Issa again at Condola's office. And I think she works with Tiffany, because Tiffany just walking around up in there. And, she's still very much pregnant. I'm like, how long is Tiffany going to be pregnant for real, though? I don't know how much time passed, but I'm sure by the 4 months that the show is going to go ahead to the end, or whenever they show us why. Again, it's like Issa and Molly can't never stay right. Because, they the closest, but then they can't never stay right. Lord, out of the 4 in the friendship. So, she comes in and she was like, oh yeah, flowing in with a golden blonde hair, y'all, Amanda Seals, with super pregnant, talking about, oh, my baby brought y'all together. My baby actually brought you and your boo together. That dude you hooked up with and blah blah. And they was talking about her bae. So apparently, and then she's like, yeah, she's like, brought y'all together at the baby shower. So Issa started putting certain things together. She was like, wait, it wasn't that many dudes there. Was he a bald dude and looked like this, blah, blah? Because y'all know Lawrence was at the baby shower. And that's when she finds out that Condola has been dating Lawrence, her ex. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be bad. I'm like, damn, it's bad for business. This girl really helping you get out there with all these connections and stuff. Like, dang. So she's like, oh. And then, like, they don't really talk too much about it. Tiffany is the one who spilled the whole beans. Like, that's her ex, but it's over now, so y'all cool, whatever. And then the funniest line to me that Issa said, she's like, "Oh, you cool?" She's like, "No, it's all right. He dope. You dope. I'm dope." And then she was like, "Girl, yeah, you got some exes. Let me." What she say? Rub me your exes. What she say? Let me see your exes so I can run them through them like you done read up on mine. I'm like, Issa, you is dumb. Like, if it's so many. I'm gonna watch the episode again because there's so many little jokes that are thrown in there that are just hilarious to me. So anyway, from there, you can tell it's a little bit of tension, but they try to play it off, and it just goes to another scene. So from there, it shows Issa, like, she says she okay, but then it shows Issa, like, she just really can't get it out of her mind. I wouldn't be able to get it out of my mind either. Like, this girl I'm so cool with, it's hard to find new friends and shit. And then she just was like thinking about the baby shower, and then now she hears some doing it noises. This is just her thinking about it. She hearing doing the noises, and then she walk around the corner. It's Condola and Lawrence fucking, like, everywhere in this baby shower now. In her imagination, she see them just fucking, and then he's like, "Oh, girl, I bet you them your own clothes that you paid for, and they're not like return like how Issa be doing." She's like, "Oh yeah, Dad, pop them tags." I was like, this is so stupid. So that just plays into Issa's own insecurities because she ain't on her shit, and this girl is just so much on her shit, and it's like, damn. I'm sitting here, I ain't got no real man, and I ain't got no real job. I mean, she has that project, but still, I'm sure it's like, it gets to her that her friend is so much more well off, and this is a girl that Lawrence is with. I mean, he was with that little Asian chick from his old job, or I don't even know if he still worked there, but, it still digs. I mean, once your ex, and it's not, that was a for real ex, we're going to get to that soon, because it hit a little different when it's like an XX. So from there, we see then it jumps back to that Finding Latoya, the show within the show, and who we see, Portia ass on there talking about some. That was her. She was the roommate of the Latoya girl, and then we see Ray J talking about some. I ain't killed her. I mean, he's talking about some boyfriend. Wait, I ain't her boyfriend. I mean, I hit it a couple times. So it's just hilarious. So Ray J is on the show too, in the show within the show, Finding Latoya, talking to interviewers, and it's just funny. So from there, it's who's watching it there is Lawrence is watching it, and then it pans over because Lawrence is at home getting stuff all cute and right for Condola, because they had a little probably like Netflix and chill thing or something going on, or that was supposed to go on, and she comes over and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" and everything, and then she's like, "Oh, hey," he's like, "You cool?" because he's had the popcorn and the hot sauce, y'all. I like my popcorn too with that hot sauce on it, and some wine. I don't know the wine too. I guess it's nice to eat like wine. But yeah, so she ends up telling him like, "Oh, the whole thing about, turns out that I'm friends with, I think, your ex." And he's like, "My ex? What you talking about? Ex what?" And she's talking about, he's like, "Oh, that's the person you've been helping this whole time, blah, blah, blah." And then she's like, "Yeah," she's like, "I don't know, are we still cool?" And it's just like, it just gets really awkward and confusing. And which it is. And then she's like, "Well, how long were you guys dating?" And he was like, 5 years. She was like, "Oh, 5 years. That was significant." It sure the fuck is. 5 years. A lot of people's marriages don't last 5 years, and they was together for that long. I mean, they kind of checked out and was cheating on each other, but that's still a long ass time, and it did start at a good place in the beginning. So from there, we see it's the day of her sponsored party that she's throwing on the premises of her of the apartment complex that she live at and whatnot. And she's just taking liberties because I'm sure she is the property manager, but I don't know if she's really throwing parties and shit in a little space area, if that's allowed, but she doing it. And her brother there, he's hilarious, being the DJ. And then the girl, that crazy girl that was from last episode that lived above her, talking about some, "Ooh, your brother, fine girl. What's his name? Whatever." She was like, "Girl, he gay." And then she's like, "Girl, Benjamin daddy gay." I know y'all, because people gay, straight, whatever, that don't be meaning nothing these days. Like, we still get it popping. They gonna still shoot their shot. They don't even care. So that was hilarious too. So Molly and Andrew are on their way to Issa's events. And they're talking, and he was like, they were just, shooting shit, talking shit to each other. And from there, it got to the thing like, oh, so if we are still dating, what you doing next week or whatnot? And Andrew's like, oh, well, we can do something any day but Friday because I got plans. And she's like, Friday? Oh, so what, you got like a little date, somebody on the side or something, jokingly. And then he got a little quiet. He was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. And turns out Andrew getting his little swerve on other places, because she was just sore up and down that Andrew, because Molly be just kind of too full of herself sometimes, because she's like talking to Issa earlier, talking about, ooh, girl, yeah, he got jungle fever, girl, he all this and all that. And I'm like, girl, you think so? Maybe he's just very attentive to you when he's with you, but you don't know what the fuck he's doing when he's not around you. And this is just to show her and burst her little bubble, because she was thinking that she had it all and everything, and I'm like, girl, no. So he was like, well, yeah, I mean, aren't you dating other people? And I'm like, girl, yes. I'm like, if y'all don't establish those things right, like when y'all get to a certain point in relationships, and that can get tricky, you think that you're the only person they talking to, but the best thing to do is to make sure y'all on the same page and just ask, or come to a point where y'all talk about it. And I guess this is when they talked about it. But I mean, shit, a lot of people be like, you single until you married, and then even sometimes that shit's questionable. Boop. So, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, I would still be dating other people too. I don't even know if they fucking learn nothing like that. So, I mean, it didn't seem like it was that deep. And yeah, you can still date other people, but you know how Molly is. She be trying to exclusively only date a married nigga, Dro. So Molly still got her problems. So from there, we see Kelly, and she's bartending, and she overpouring drinks for everybody, and Issa come up on her at the event, and she's like, Kelly, you can't be pouring these big drinks and using up all the liquor. This supposed to last us all day for the party, all night. And then she was like, okay, girl. And then she was like, when it comes to donations and stuff, it's better. What is like, the libations leads to donations. That's what she said. And then she was talking about, so, well, if you want me to hit up, there was this little silver fox looking white man off to the side that was there, talking about some, ooh, if you want me to take one for the team, just let me know. And she's like, Kelly, no, I don't think you should do that. She's like, okay, girl, just let me know though. By the end of the night, let me know, because he said he was willing to put down 5 figures for it. I'm like, girl, maybe do it then. So Issa's like, girl, no, I said no. And then she's like, okay, but we're gonna talk about it later. So, Kelly being Kelly, just hilarious. That extra comic, over the top relief that we love, no one loved from her. So from there, we see the schmoozing between everybody and everything. And then there was the moment when Condola comes, and it's awkward already between her and Issa. You're like, oh, hey, and they all hug, kinda, and it's like, was we cool type thing. And she was like, oh no, yes. And then Condola didn't really want to talk about it, so she's like, oh, let me just go check and make sure everything's all right for the party getting started. So then there's the next moment with them, and Tiffany calls, sorry y'all, some on the thing. Tiffany calls Issa over to Condola, and a sponsor who, I can't remember her name, y'all, but she playing so much stuff. But y'all know who she played in a lot of stuff. Black lady, I can't remember her name right now. But she was like, saying like, oh, I want to hear about your vision, or what you're thinking about doing as far as the block party. And then she's like, yeah, but the thing is her and Condola, Issa and Condola kept trying to talk at the same time. It was just coming really awkward. And Tiffany even was like, this is like this is like a live conference call. Like, oh no, you talk, not understand that. That's really irritating. So they decide to split up. So Issa goes, takes one side of the room, and Condola takes another side of the room, and tries to get these sponsors signed up, because I think she said she had 10 so far, but she needs more money to sponsor this whole event if she wants it to come out the way she's envisioning it. So from there, it shows like a whole little thing of Issa constantly talking to different sponsors, and each sponsor or possible sponsor wants something different. One wants more marketing for their brand. Another one wants a whole escape from thinking about, one wants politics in it, then one wants a whole escape from politics and other things, like, and one just like, oh, I want it to be fun, because Condola usually throws really fun events, and she's like, oh, it's gonna be fun, so she's just telling everybody what she think they want to hear, and it's just like, it's a lot. And Molly at some point was talking to her too, and she's like, Molly, can you like help me out, make these white people laugh, and then I take their money. And then but Molly's kind of a little off because of her and the little Andrew thing. So when her and Andrew show up, she's like, oh, I'm gonna go find Issa and whatnot. And he's like, well, where you gonna be? And she's like, just come find me. And she kind of avoids him, and that's kind of like not cool. You bring your boo to a party, and it's good that they're able to function and make moves and go around and schmooze without you, but you brought him to this event, and then now you getting funky with it. And it's hilarious because her little TSA bae, he is the bouncer or security. He's just sitting there with stuff. And first he tried to act like he TSA. He's like, no, I'm just playing. It's lit up in there. Y'all have a good time. So he's just, it's funny. And so it gets to a point where all of a sudden, her brother DJing. So, okay. All of a sudden we hear, all ladies pop that pussy like this. I'm like, Kaya, what in the neck? My neck and my back is going on. And then Issa runs up to the DJ booth to her brother. She's like, what are you doing? You got to stick to the playlist. He was like, that was a request. And it was none but other than her ratchet tenant upstairs. And she's like, what, girl? I want to play this. She's like, well, if y'all don't play this, we gonna get nasty over at my apartment for the after party and all this. It was just comic relief like a mug. But that kind of deterred some of the sponsors. Like, a couple people were walking away. But then that's when Issa grabbed the mic, and she was like, look, I know I spoke to a bunch of you, and I was trying to told you different versions of my vision, but just let me tell you exactly what I want to do with this block party. And then she gives a good speech and how she wants to do this for the community and showcase, blah, 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 do good shit. And she killed it on that. And that made Homegirl turn back around when the sponsors who was about to leave. And she was like, she felt her on that level when she actually stopped with the bullshit. It used to be playing too much sometimes. And, everybody was feeling her. And then the party went smoothly after that. So from there, excuse me, everything went cool, and then she talked to, and then she ended up talking to Homegirl, the sponsored lady or whatever. I can't remember her name. And she was like, yeah, I really like what you're about and everything, and I'll definitely, want to be a part of this and sponsor the event or whatnot. So she was like, oh, thank you so much, and blah, 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 whatever. And then, and while she was giving the speech, Tiffany was like, oh, I hope she's not mad at me. And then Molly's like, why would she be mad at you? And then we don't hear what they're talking about, but we know that they're talking about the fact that Condola and Lawrence are dating, and Issa and her are becoming really good friends. So then it fast forwards to like the party's clearing out, and it's just Andrew walks up to Molly, and he's like, oh, you almost ready to leave? And then she like, you know what, I'm gonna just stick behind, and I'm gonna help Issa out if that's okay with you. I'm like, damn, you was in the ride. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll just catch a lift. And I'm like, that bitch, you rude. No. She's like, all right, okay. And he's told her to get home safe, even though he the one got to get a car home when you drove him to this event that you invited him to. I'm like, really, Molly? This is why niggas don't stay with you, because the way you move is just not okay. But anyway, so from there, we see Issa and Molly talking. And then she was like, yeah, girl, why didn't you tell me about the whole thing? Tiffany told me about the whole Condola thing with the Lawrence. Why didn't you tell me? Say, bitch, I tried to tell you. I called you, and I just couldn't get around to it because you answered the phone. And then she was like, oh, okay. She's like, but y'all still cool? She's like, yeah, I mean, she came to the event. I guess we all right. And she's really helped me out a lot or whatnot and everything. And then she was like, then Molly kind of, I know Molly's like upset about her own situation, but then she kind of like lashes a little bit at Issa, which I don't never like that she does. Like, she goes like, oh man, what she said, she was like, you always, I guess she talks about the Andrew thing too. She talks to her about the Andrew thing, and then before that, and then she was like, oh, she's like, Andrew's dating other people, and Issa was like, okay, so, I know y'all was that cool. She's like, oh, the whole problem is Molly likes him. And then, let me jump back to the Condola and Lawrence thing. Molly just goes like, oh, well, maybe you just like, you always stand in something, or maybe you just like that type of messy stuff. And I'm like, girl, how could Issa have predicted that her ex of, I don't know, was going to be friends with a chick that she hit it off really well with, and then they got business ties now? Like, what was she gonna be like? Fuck you, bitch, you date my ex that I had no idea about, and all this other stuff. Like, what was she gonna do, pop off on her? Like, I mean, I don't know, it's a tricky situation, but it could be bros before hoes. And I know Lauren spent a lot to her and that, but it was a lot of things going on with that, and I'm just like, I feel like Molly was out of pocket speaking that way to her about that, because Issa had literally just found out, and she had all this stuff put together with Condola before she knew all this shit. Was she just gonna cancel it, or just like, no, bitch, don't come? And like, these are all her mostly a lot of her connections that she brought to the table. She was keeping Issa right, and I'm like, that girl was doing nothing but positive things, and like she was sabotaging your shit after she found out. So, and she was still even trying to put in the work to help her. So Molly should have just shut the fuck up in that instance, but she was already in a funk because of the whole Andrew thing. So, I mean, she was still a friend because she helped her finish cleaning up. But I'm like, bitch, you could have kept that to yourself. But then, because she was like, oh, dang, okay. And then Molly was like, well, I'm just wanted to hold you accountable for your actions and all that. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. That's not what you're doing. You just kind of being kind of petty right now because you got your own shit going on. But whatever. So from there, we see, then she goes and shoots off a text to Andrew, Molly. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was tripping earlier. It's just that I really like you and all this stuff. And I don't think it said nothing from Andrew. Just showed the ... dots at the bottom. And from there, this is the very last of it, we see Condola, or where Lawrence gets to knock at his door, and it's Condola. He was like, oh, I thought she was just popping up, but no, she actually called him. He's like, I'm happy you called or whatnot. And then he was like, so are we cool? And then, because, you know, she left abruptly last time during their Netflix, before they even got to the next Netflix and chilling and whatnot. But she just walks in, and he was like, how's the other? She's like, it was good. And then they just start kissing, and then they start fucking and stuff. I was like, oh, shit. And then that was it. I thought something else happened. Nope. That was the end of the episode. So that's it, y'all. So I am looking forward to this, the whole thing, because I want to know what's is going on now that is leaving Issa and Molly on the outs. Like, it's just, you know, it is what it is. But I'm just curious about it. And y'all, that was Insecure season 4, episode 1. I will be trying to review it on time. I forgot that it was coming out, but I will be trying to review it on time for next week. So, all right, I will see y'all later. Hope you guys are doing well and being safe. Love you, love you, love you. Peace. Bye.